Second successive defeat in a row, Scott. The unbeaten run is gone now. What's your assessment on the defeat today to Hemel Hempstead?
Yeah, really disappointing. I thought first half we were really good. I thought we had some good opportunities. I think Gilbert and David have obviously got through, and maybe just needed to be a little bit cleaner and find the corner. But listen, credit to Hemel. I think they defended really well, especially in the second half when we tried to throw the kitchen sink at them and tried to put bodies forward. It became a bit of a basketball game, but they saw out the game really well. Really disappointed to lose to a set piece. I think that's the thing. I just said to the lads that the successful teams stay concentrated for 90 minutes, and it's just that lapse of concentration. Someone's lost their man, and ultimately it's cost us the game. So yeah, overall, obviously gutted that we've lost our home form in terms of the unbeaten run. But listen, we need to start again. Obviously, that's been quite a pressurised situation in so many ways because everyone's been desperate to sort of take that off us. It's finally happened, and I think going 1-0 down today, we sort of rushed in the final third at times, especially when we're trying to get back in the game because of that unbeaten run, and we sometimes lose our quality, and that's obviously disappointing. We don't want that to happen. So yeah, overall, obviously we didn't want to lose the football match, but Hemel have obviously come in, done a really good job on us in terms of an away performance. So credit to them, and we have to move on.
Yeah, it was quite a physical battle. The likes of German and Jordan Esper, who just signed for them, seemed to do really well up against our defensive line.
Yeah, no, they put themselves about. We knew it was going to be tough. We picked the players that were fit today. Louis Lomas probably wasn't 100% fit, so we couldn't risk him. He's done really well in his loan here, so he won't be eligible for the FA Cup next week. So we obviously thank Louis for what he's done. He's been excellent when he's played the minutes that he has. Obviously coming back from a long-term injury. Jamal Prosper obviously picked up the injury at Western the other night. So we had to sort of put square pegs in round holes, but we picked the team that were fit with no knocks and niggles. So yeah, it was quite an attacking side in terms of David playing as a left wing back, but that's kind of where we're at the moment, and it is what it is. So yeah, not going to moan about that. We have to just move on, lick our wounds and crack on.
Probably the best chance of the game was probably Gary Abisogun actually just before half time. Just looking at the last two fixtures, Scott, is it a concern for you at all that it's more often than, well, from what we've seen, kind of a lack of quality chances have been created in the last two fixtures? Is that something the opposition's doing to us, or is that something we can improve ourselves?
I think we should have scored 2 or 3 today. Gilbert has obviously gone through in the first half and put it wide. David smashed it straight at the keeper. Gary's obviously had a good shot from the edge of the box, but 5 minutes before that he's like wide of the goal and taking too many touches, which he obviously knows. So we've got into some good areas. The difference is we've not put it in the back of the net, or we've not worked the keeper maybe as hard as we should. So yeah, it's obviously concerning, I guess. We've still scored a lot of goals in the league compared to some other teams. The goals we've conceded is quite low. But listen, I think Quex has done extremely well up there. He's had a battle up for the last few games. There's no doubt that obviously Slavy's a big loss. He knows how we play. He's been a big part of us for the past sort of year almost. And he's just a different type of striker to Quex. So Quex wants to kind of go in behind, whereas Slavy kind of links up. But obviously it's good to see Sam Evans come back today as well. So yeah, we're kind of suffering, I guess, at the moment. We've found a way without Slavy. And like you say, it's not a one-man team. So yeah, we have to just lick our wounds and crack on. That's what football does. It serves up some difficult moments. But I don't want it to sound like we're down in the doldrums. We're obviously sat, I think, in 5th or 6th. We looked a minute ago, we've got 1.87, 5 points per game, which is dreamland for us. So it could be a lot worse, but we just had a little chat in the change room, and I said to the lads, I don't want it to sound like it's a chat that we're having where we're in panic stations because we've lost 2 games, but we obviously want to just try and kick on and take the momentum with us, which we haven't been able to do. So we'll have to just start again, and that's what it is.
You mentioned there as well, Sam Evans made his debut today. I think it's understandable with the lack of minutes and football in his legs. Didn't have much of an impact, but is the plan with him moving forward, is it a good thing that we have that break now over the next week with the FA Cup game? Is he likely to get minutes in that fixture?
Yeah, no, it's great to see Sam back. We obviously signed him in the summer to go and join Slavy, and then obviously We brought Quex in as well, different type of striker. At the moment we've got 1 out of the 3 that were available to start from the beginning. So our hands have been tied a little bit, but we're not going to moan. We're not that type of club. It is what it is. I think we've got enough out there in wide areas to go and cause problems, and we probably need to get them in the game a little bit more in terms of their quality and find them with better passes to allow them to go and do what they do. I looked at the stats the other day. Our 1v1 dribbling is the highest in the Conference North and South, so we know that we can obviously carry a threat out wide, but it's making sure that we get bodies in the box. And I think that's where you have a natural number 9, where they do get across the box and get across the first man, and Slavvy's very good at that. So yeah, listen, there's no panic stations. We're 8 games in, 38 games to go. We're in a nice position, and hopefully we can go and have a good run in the FA Cup.
Yeah, I was going to actually finally ask you about the first 8 games and give your assessment, but I think you've just covered it there. Just turning our attention then to that FA Cup fixture away at Chichester City next week. I'm assuming there's not been much preparation done for that game just yet.
No, not yet. I think just going back to your question, the disappointing thing is obviously we started the first 6 games really, really well, and the last 2 games have obviously been a little bit deflating, and we're not going to have it all our own way in this league. We know that. Every game's really, really tough. And we've got to be at our best to get something from the game. I felt like that's one of those games today where you take a point and you'd be really happy with that against the league leaders. They're a very strong, physical, organised side. So looking forward to head to next week. Really tough game. I've just seen they've just beaten Cheshunt today, which is not an easy place to go. We'll obviously do our research about them during the week and see what the right team is to go down there. So we had a great time in the FA Cup last year. We obviously went away 3 times. Was it Hayes and Yeading, Salisbury and Ebbsfleet, and it served up another tough test. So we'll get the boys prepared and hopefully make a good go of it. I think just one thing I want to mention as well is obviously Trey Cook, obviously playing Hemel today. Really sad news about his injury. Done excellently well for us last year, and I spoke to him before the game. He's here today. He's going to be out for a year. So I think from myself, the boys, the staff and everyone at the club, we wish him obviously a speedy recovery. It's not nice to obviously see someone that's suffering for injury, especially at a young age, who's obviously got a lot of talent. So fingers crossed we can see him back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, thanks for that, Scott, and commiserations on the result today, and hopefully we'll bounce back away in the FA Cup.
Fingers crossed, Cod. Thank you.
Cheers.